Happy New Year, everybody. Man, 2019, in all honesty, was kind of it was one of those years. But as far as gaming goes and as far as a lot of other things go, it was actually pretty good. This year was pretty fun. Got to go to PAX again this year. It's been a couple years since I've been able to go. Got my collection of pins going. Got my Luigi and is it Polter Dog or something like that? And a couple other pins. Got to go to the Nintendo booth. Got some cool swag like that, along with the pins. And for some reason, Nintendo this year was giving out shopping bags. This year I got to start collecting amiibos, like the little Toon Link, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so, it was a pretty good year in gaming. And in the game collection, which is actually missing a few because I have some of them right here, got to 60 games this year. And it's been fun because, every game system I've ever had, I've never had more than like maybe 25, 30 games. And that's never been solid. It's like I always like trade stuff in and all that. So with physical going away, I've just like had a lot of fun trying to collect stuff. And it's been pretty cool seeing the collection grow. And I've missed Nintendo games a lot. I've been a PC gamer primarily for years now. And this year is like the first full year of like the Switch I've really had. And it's been really fun. So no surprise, today we're going to talk about my top 3 games of 2019 and their Switch games. But a couple honorable mentions too. I want to say it right off bat. If you want a game that goes into a really good story with a really good art style, Gris was a really awesome experience this year. I love that game. The color of the different environments and different things, different art styles, and the way the game kind of like scaled in, scaled out, some of the sound effects and all that really made that game for me. It was a really nice short little adventure. Another one that I really like this year, and I'm really, it's really strange for me not to have an indie game on my top 3. Usually I do, but it's top tier. It's up there. It would have been Katana Zero. Katana Zero, the best way to explain it is side-scrolling Hotline Miami like gameplay. It's got that same kind of like bright color palette with like pinks and purples and stuff like that in there. And whenever you hit somebody with your katana, there's that like a big blood spray and everything that happens. And in some ways it's almost neon is what I would call it. Has a great story. You're basically getting these assassination missions from your psychiatrist, and at the end of every mission he's giving you a shot. And there's interesting time mechanics in there where you can slow down time and even like use your blade to bounce bullets back, sort of like a lightsaber in Star Wars. It's kind of cool. Alright, and last honorable mention. This one's hard. It got really close to being in the top 3. But when I thought about it, and I actually forgot about a game, it was in my top 3 for a minute. Jedi Fallen Order. The game is fantastic. It has a great art style. I'm a big fan of games like Metroid, which has some aspects of that in. There's a lot of reward to go back to other areas and search when you get like different levels of powers and stuff, not to spoil it too much. The story was fantastic. I just finished it the other day, and I thought it ended in a very satisfying way, and I'm looking forward to see what that team does with Star Wars next. By the way, that team is also the same team that did Titanfall 2 and Apex Legends, but Titanfall 2 was freaking fantastic when it came out. Also one of the best single players I've ever played. Okay, so I like cyberpunk stuff. Monsters are okay, but cyberpunk with monsters is really cool, and I like stuff that has a lot of purple in it. So Astral Chain is number 3 on my list. This game was fantastic. It has a very unique mechanic in the way that you control. You're basically controlling 2 characters, but it does have some faults because of that. You'll find yourself in heavy combat, and it's like basically you're holding a trigger down to control the second character, sort of like Tale of Two Sons a couple years ago, where like one character's moving on one analog stick, the other character's moving on the other analog stick. When you're not doing that, the analog stick flips back to being the camera. However, you can only have one or the other going at one time. And when you get into the advanced levels of this game, it gets to the point where not having camera control, while having to swap out for the character, becomes a little bit of a detriment to the gameplay. Gets hard to see a lot of the stuff, especially when you're getting a lot of swarms of enemies coming at you and stuff. But it's more than just like a platinum beat 'em up. There's like aspects of like Arkham games in here. There's like a detective, essentially like Batman's detective mode. They call it the Atlas or something like that. I forget already. But it's like a little display and it shows you like areas of interest and things like that. And then there's like even like weird little mini games. Like one you'll dress up as like the police squad's like Lappy dog thing, which is supposed to be like their mascot. And so as Lappy, you're going around like giving balloons to police officers to make them feel better about their day and like weird stuff like that. And then there's even like one part where you're using the motion controls on the Switch controller to balance like this big freaking stack of ice cream. I never raged so hard in my life, but it's like weird and it breaks the game up and it works really well. So there's a lot more to it than just beating monsters up, and I was really surprised by that. My second game for this year, Luigi's Mansion by far. This is better than I thought it would be. I loved playing every bit of this. I was sad when it was over because I wanted to play more of it. You know, it does have online aspects of it and all that, but holy crap. And then just like the detail in the animation and the characters is like Pixar level in this game. It's kind of nuts. This is by far one of the best looking Switch games that there is. It's crazy. Compared to what we saw when this game first got shown, it looked more like what you would see on the Wii, and since then they've like polished it up and you see like the stitches in his hat and all that stuff. It's in the facial animation that they did and all this. It's crazy, and then the game is just fun as hell. I had a really good time just taking ghosts and slamming them back and forth and using Luigi to solve different puzzles and stuff like that, going through spikes and all that. This game is by far one of the best of the year, and it coming out on Halloween was like a really awesome treat for my favorite time of the year personally.
Happy. Burger Pop.
Okay, and this is the surprise to me, because honestly, looking at what was coming out this year, this is my number one game this year. Now let me explain. I thought I would like Zelda, but it being an older style Zelda, which is the games I typically, I like them fine, but I like the new direction that Breath of the Wild is going. I didn't expect much from this. However, I've never really fully played Link's Awakening. I almost said Link to the Past. So I kind of expected the order to be more like 3, 2, 1, when it's actually flipped the other way around. Which is kind of funny. So I didn't get big into the dungeon building of this game. I love the toy of like the toy look diorama scenes and stuff in this. I think they pulled it off really well. There is some performance issues still with this, but it's nothing that's a detriment to the gameplay in this particular game, so it's not that big of a deal. When it comes to story, some of the puzzles and stuff, they're a little bit dated in some ways, and it's a little hard to figure out. I had to go to the internet to find help on a couple puzzles because I was spending like hours on them. But other than that, it was this is an extremely fun game. I'm going through on hero mode now, which is like this particular game's master mode, but holy crap, this is so much fun. Alright, so that's it. That's my 3 games for 2019. I hope you guys have a happy 2020. I'm hoping it's going to be a much better 2020. I can't see being much worse than the way 2019 went, to be personally. For you guys that are in on the loop and everything, thanks a lot for what you guys said on Twitter when I made the announcement of what was going on over there. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the kind words and everything. And this year's been about change. It's been a little while since I made a YouTube video. For me, it was easier to kind of like stop doing one thing and focus entirely on another, and that was my Twitch streaming. And so, thanks to the support and stuff we've gotten over there, thanks to Kagado, for instance, we have a stream deck now. Some of the subs and stuff I picked up over there has helped me pick up some new equipment. So we have a new microphone, which I hope sounds pretty good to you guys. And we have a Logitech Brio, which so it's a nice little camera upgrade. A little bit grainy, obviously still webcam, not like mirrorless or anything like that, but it was within my budget. So hopefully this will work out for YouTube as well. So expect to see more talking head videos like this in 2020. I hope you guys enjoy it, and as we start doing more YouTube videos, we'll be doing like what we did over on Twitch and really trying to up the game as far as like quality and everything goes. So if you guys want to follow me over there, it's Cell Processing on Twitch TV, and I'll leave a link down below, and you can join the Discord and all the other fun stuff. And every time I go live, I tweet about it. I put a post on Discord. And if you're a sub, I actually send you an email when I'm live. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope it'll be a really awesome 2020. See you guys later.
Ah.